Yes, sir.
With learning, would you recommend doing the mind training that you did with judo, or like training? I think it was judo, if I'm not mistaken. Like trying it with our minds,
Absolutely.
without the instrument, in terms of guitar or
Absolutely, yeah,
yes.
absolutely. See, beyond just, I mean, maybe, you could play the guitar all the time, but actually training in your mind is even more powerful than playing the guitar all the time because it forces you to make other distinctions and your relationship is different, you know, than playing with all the time. It's like, you know, there was a study, I don't know if I wrote this or not, or you heard it, but there's a study that I liked, long time ago, like when I was in university, about throwing basketballs, right? And they had three groups, and one group would just imagine throwing basketballs for an hour a day. Another group would throw basketballs an hour a day, and the third group would imagine throwing basketballs 6 hours, you know, an hour a day for 6 days, and then throw basketballs once a week. Say. Now, when they tested at the end, after however many months they did this, whatever, and they tested the end, the guys who just imagined throwing basketballs sucked because they never threw a basketball. See? The guys who threw basketballs every day did well, but the guys who thought about it, who trained in their minds and did some feedback through it, actually did better than the people who threw every day. See, and one reason because the mental focus, but they also had feedback. They threw the ball, threw the ball, threw the ball, and then imagine throwing the ball, you know, every day. And in your mind, you can make corrections in your throw. Hopefully, if you're paying attention, see that when you're throwing it, you're lost in the focus of actually doing the action. See, and you probably don't want to experiment too much. You know what I'm saying? But whatever, they actually did better. Not a lot better, but they did better than the people who, which is surprising because they didn't have nearly the same amount of practice. And clearly I did better than my judo compatriots with that kind of training. Yes, sir.
So just to be clear, you made it like as real as it was like you were there in the room with them, like
Absolutely.
visually, everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They would sweat, and smell, and lose their balance and resist, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? They had 2 legs, 2 arms, a gi, weight. Could feel the weight, feel the sweep, the motion, the timing, etc. All of it. Sure. Otherwise, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So otherwise, I'm doing it in the dark kind of. I mean, making something up, right? If I just make something up, oh yes, like you ever seen those, I don't know, like Mighty Mouse or Mighty, like grabs the finger of the cat and goes bong 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 bong, a cartoon, right? See, like that. Okay, I could do that, right? See, but I probably won't be very successful. And I go into the dojo and I grab the guy's finger. Oh God damn it! I ripped his finger off. That didn't work. Like I'm sorry. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? See, I can imagine something. It's like, say, you know, I was working with Clint. He was one of my teachers in the old school at Marshall, and I said, Clint, look at your mind. What you do. If you imagine, do you imagine, right, that you're going to fight in a tournament, right? And you imagine you're going to win fighting in the tournament. What's the main principle in operation here? Say, and then, a little bit of dialogue, hope. Say, hope. In other words, I hope I'll win. In other words, you see what I'm saying? I hope it turns out so that I win. Say, well, that's not useful for winning. But do you see how that could be a factor, perhaps a main factor? I hope it turns out. Not useful. See? Okay, now what would it take for you to make sure it turns out. When I went to the world tournament, before I went to the world tournament, as you yourself well know, I did a demonstration, right? I did a demonstration, 200 people. Most were teachers all over the Bay Area. There were Tai Chi teachers and Bakwa teachers and karate teachers and Kung Fu teachers and all kinds of fucking teachers, right, doing martial arts. Like I said, I really wish I knew how advertisement on that one, because that worked. It's like, I don't remember. And I don't know, maybe I don't know what we told them. I really don't. Maybe we said, I'm going to a world tournament, come check it out. In any case, besides the fact, like I said, the karate people stood up and walked out, 5 of them, in the front row, stood up, the karate teacher stood up and walked out, and I turned to somebody and said, was it something I said? And they said, yeah, you were bad-mouthing karate. No, I wasn't. I was just pointing stuff out. I'm saying, it really does suck. I mean, come on. if they want to, they could come test me out if they want. I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, I'd never even remembered mentioning karate, I'm just saying, no, this, anyway. See, but what I said to the crowd, I said, I'm going to a world tournament, full contact world tournament. One of the reasons I was going to do a full contact world tournament was I was tired of people deciding whether I won or not. Because, most of, Kung Fu karate stuff, they decide whether you won or not, Say, no, just let me beat them fuck up, okay? And that'll decide. You don't decide. And so, okay, this one okay, I can do that. And I like the title too, World Tournament. Okay, that's good enough for me. So in any case, I said, I'm going to this world tournament. Now, I've been around the block enough. I've been in this, let's say I was 28 years old, right? Yeah, 28, old man. Still, I had done enough by then, and I knew enough. I had created the Art of Effortless Power. I created, not the techniques and everything that came later, but, the Effortless Power and the body being and all that shit, fighting, just all that kind of shit. The Quan Sheng, already. And I said to the crowd, 200 people, mostly teachers, I said, I'm going to go to this world tournament and I'm going to win. See? I'm going to win. And see, now, you probably hear that as a boast. Like I'm thumping my chest, like most people do, or most athletes. Yes, I'm going to win. But somebody loses, right? No matter how much you thump your chest, you may well lose if you're not good enough. See? And I said, what I'm going to do tonight is try to communicate to you why I'm going to win. See? I said, there's not a chance in hell somebody's going to beat me. Why? Because I know people. I fought tons of them. See? They're going to be the same people over there. All right? See? They can't beat me. I mean, seriously, they can't beat me. See? Mostly because they have no fucking clue about the things I grasp. The Huan Sheng. See? There's no way they're going to get that. And they didn't. They don't. They can't. See? Because they never invented that. They don't grasp it for themselves. Because besides being a relatively decent fighter, is also smart. And when you create, you see the context in which somebody thinks and perceives, and like that, and then you move in a context outside of what they can grasp, what they perceive, they're helpless. They don't even know what you're doing. And seriously, they don't. Now, did you follow that at all? Because I know that, you can follow that kind of general idea. See, but the actually doing of it, I'm sure, is still would elude you. In other words, I would enter a reality they could not perceive. See? Like I said, like that one where I'm holding my hand out like that picture up there, so I'm holding my hand out like that. See, that was actually, that was the time. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I probably did it more than once. But, by the time I was fighting that guy, that was the first fight that I fought, the Korean, anyway, it doesn't matter. And by that time, I knew he did not know what I was doing. See? Because most people in the martial arts are really not that bright. See? And it's like, you know, block punch, really singular kind of shit, right? You know, like this, like, heavens no. I mean, come on, I'm doing shit way off the charts on that. See? So he's getting hurt. He doesn't know why he's getting hurt. See? He keeps fighting, keeps doing the thing he's trying to do, and somehow it's hurting him. See? So I do it like that, and then he reached out, touched my hand. He went like that, slapped my arm. I just go, boom, yes, sir. Boom. And that, again, that was, he never experienced that shit. Just yield. It's like, what the fuck? See? And I told you, he did that like a couple of times and backed up. It's like, oh shit. You see, I don't know what to do with this. This does not make sense to me. You know? People don't do that. And ordinarily, I would just jump on his ass because that seemed like a weakness to me in my world. But he's hurt me too much, okay? So now I'm thinking, maybe I don't know what I'm doing here. And he actually backed up. He backed up. He was afraid. In any case, see, I told him I'm going to win. The only way I'm not going to win is if I get in my own way. I don't intend to do that. But if I get in my own way for some reason, say my mind goes nuts or whatever, I don't know, you know, something happens, okay, maybe I'll lose. But if I don't get in my own way, there's not a chance in hell they're going to beat me. And it turned out that way.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider joining a workshop. They're more powerful than you think.